The next sentence is a very important one, and I'd like you to listen extra specially hard. There's a famous resort, a country club in New York State that I'm sure many of you have heard of. It's called Grossinger's. I've been a speaker at Grossinger's 159 different times, but they all blend together in my memory, except one. It happened 2 years ago. Grossinger's called me and asked if I would come and give a talk for their audience, just as I am here this evening. Well, I went up, gave my talk. The next afternoon, I was sitting at the pool when one of the guests, a man in his middle 30s, walked by. He said to me, "Dr. Banks, do you mind if I sit and talk to you a little bit? I have such a heavy heart." I said, "Today I have all the time in the world. What's the story?" He was soon telling me what a wonderful business he had in Detroit and how many thousands of dollars he shoveled in each month, but how dark and terrible his future was, because the girl he had been engaged to marry had died 10 months ago from tuberculosis. He said here he was, dancing with this girl, dancing with that girl, but always it was her face before him. He told me it was quite impossible for him ever to love anyone else again. While he was talking to me, a mother was leading her 10-year-old son out of the pool by the hand because he was totally and completely blind. As they walked by us, just as fate arranged it, they stopped right in front of us. The little blind boy turned to his mother and he said, "Mother, the water feels wonderful. It must look beautiful." At that moment, I knew this little boy, with his eyes tightly shut, has more sunshine in his life right now than this man with his eyes wide open will probably ever have. The sentence I didn't want you to miss is this: you learn to be happy. Did you hear that? No one is born happy or unhappy any more than he's born criminal, refined, polite, or educated. And any child can be so brought up, now listen to this, mothers and fathers, any child can be so brought up that even the darkest dungeon will not be able to shut the sunshine out of his life. You learn to be happy. And that's just why I advise every child to make a very careful selection of parents. Oh, it's important. Let me show you how important. Watch this. Here's a little 5-year-old boy who comes into his mother. His mama, "Give me 10 cents. She says, "No money." "If you don't give me 10 cents, I'm going to hit my head against the wall. That's what I'll do." She says, "Here's the money. It's a new wall. Get out." "Mama, you shouldn't have given him the money. This is worth it to get rid of him." "Yes, but Mama, look what you've done. You've taught him an adjustment. It works. Therefore, he'll use it again, again, and again." If she were a smarter mother, she'd say, "Come with me, please, in the special wall-hitting room right over here." She walks right out. "Tell me, do you think he's going to hit his head against the wall?" "Only if he's a moron. The adjustment's a flop. He's forced to give it up and to think up a new one." "Don't worry, a new one he'll think up. He'll be back the next day good and ready." "I'm not eating. Give me a nickel, I'll throw up every hour on the hour." Speaking of the adjustments you teach children, little 3-year-old Susan used to love to jump on her mother's stomach all the time. Mama said to her, "Susan, be careful. Your little baby brother is in here." One day she said, "Mommy, is he a good boy?" She said, "Of course, he's a dear sweet thing." She said, "So, why did you eat him?" Now, when you came in here this evening, you bought your tickets for varying prices, and you came in and sat down. I just wonder how many of you would have come in here tonight if you had to plunk down $5,000 each at the door as you came in and sat down. I'd have to wonder who'd be here. The caretaker would be here. And he'd be here on a pass. But if you paid it, if you put down the $5,000 each at the door as you came in and sat down, ladies and gentlemen, you would get every penny's worth of your money back in the next single sentence. Here it is, the $5,000 sentence. Never, ever give your children any extra love, attention, or toys when they're sick. Please don't do that. Save your love, your toys, and your attention for them when they're well. Because if you don't, then you are going to teach them to make the most vicious and the most common adjustment known in our world today. Adjustment through sickness. Parents teach their children to be sick. Watch any mother whose infant cries in the cradle. She says, let him cry. He wants me to pick him up. Let him cry. But notice the difference, please. If she thinks he's teething, how quickly she'll pick him up. Oh, the poor thing. It hurts him. And so soon, very soon, he learns to say, be sorry for me. You know where I failed? My head hurts. My ear hurts. My pubic hurts. My neck hurts. And that's just how people learn to be good hypochondriacs. One hypochondriac came to a doctor. The doctor said, well, what do you think is the matter with you today? He said, I don't know. What's new? Do you ever see a little turtle crawling on a table? Oh, there's so much you can learn just by watching a turtle crawl. Next time you see one, try an experiment. Bang the table. Not the turtle, the table. Watch what the turtle will do. He will stop stock still, pulling his head, pulling his tail, and refuse to budge another inch. And that, ladies and gentlemen, is exactly what the insane do. When life gives them a dirty deal, they become so frightened, so terrified, they run and hide themselves in a little shell. May I ask you another question? This time, please do not raise your hands. Just think the answer quietly to yourself. How many of you know a woman who, after she gave birth, became mentally sick? Oh, how shocked you would be if you would see how many dozens of hands would fly up to answer that. Well, I have a little surprise for you. Do you know that the birth and the mental sickness have nothing to do with each other? Because if they did, then tell me, please, why do just as many husbands break down? Men do not become pregnant. Not yet. I'm working on it. It's due to fear. Fear to be a father. Fear to earn a living. Fear to support a family. Fear to be a mother. Fear, 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 fear. That makes these people throw off the responsibilities of life and run and hide in the little shadows. Why is it? Everyone thinks women are weak, hysterical, and go to pieces, but men are strong. What do people say? Come on now, don't act like that. Be a man. Be a man. Did you ever hear anyone say, be a woman, be a woman? Yet you know that for every single woman who commits suicide, 3 men commit suicide. Be a man. Okay, give me a gun, I'll shoot myself. You may have been taught that women are the weaker sex, but nothing could be more untrue. Women happen to be the stronger sex. They outlive men, they don't break down as quickly, they don't get diseases as quickly. So look, ladies, next time you get on a bus or a train and a man comes in, give him the seat, you'll outlive him.